And welcome back to Central Valley Talk, COVID edition. We've been talking to people about how they're surviving through COVID or not surviving through COVID. By the way, look at this behind us, the Tower District Live. Those are live vehicles. There's the old Locke's Bakery. Over there is the Tower Market. A lot of things going on behind us. So if you see something happening crazy, don't worry, because it is the Tower District. Hey, so are you surviving? Are you working? Do you have a job? Is your job closed down? Are your kids in school? Or are you the school teacher now teaching your kids from home? What affects us? How do we keep our spirits up? How do we keep our energy, the right energy when it comes to COVID? Our next guest we have met through so many different versions of her, all good, by the way. Our guest is Betsy Champ, who we used to talk about the Linus Project, and so many other things she's doing. But now we're going to talk to her a little bit about, I think, energy healing. Am I even close, Betsy?
You're close. It's easier to say than Project Linus or Linus Project.
Did I say it backwards?
No.
Linus Project, now, by the way, I'll just, because we're not here to talk about that, but Betsy did this great thing where all these people were making blankets and they'd give them out to kids who were in distress for some reason. But has COVID kind of put a kibosh on that for a little while?
We still are getting lots and lots of donations in. We have wonderful volunteers throughout the valley, but most facilities are closed to receiving blankets. So as soon as they open back up again, as soon as the hospitals are available, Ronald McDonald House, CPS, all of the organizations that serve children, then we know they're going to be flooded, so we've got blankets for them already.
Oh, good. You got a little backlog right now, I guess.
Yes, it's okay.
All right. Now
that's usually something we don't like, but
right.
It's understandable.
It's
now.
okay to get a little backlog for now. Now, lately we've had several guests, and I'm becoming fascinated in this next subject, but I know almost nothing about it. Energy healing. Tell us about that, Betsy.
Energy healing, as I use the modalities, I'm able to work with an individual's energy in their body and help it take off the negative energy that we accumulate. Think just everyday stress of driving your car to the grocery store, of standing in line even to check out. We collect negative energy that way. So with these protocols, I'm able to help strip that off, get rid of it, and let your body find its natural point of balance and healthy energy, and help you work with your body to heal itself. Yeah, now, that's a trick there. We are not doctors, and we do not heal. We don't diagnose. We don't have cures. But your body is smarter than we are. So
I've heard that in energy healing. And after talking to some energy people over these last few months, I notice I just catch myself all the time. I keep stacking up when people do something that doesn't agree with my expectations. They put my groceries in the bag wrong, or somebody fills out a form wrong, or one of our guests don't show up and I'm just sitting here for 10 minutes dancing around. You know, I just let that stuff build up and build up and build up. And I don't really seek and grab onto the positive. I'm all about the negative. Is that natural?
It seems to be. And a lot of it's just the way we were trained by society. You know, we always look at the glass as half full rather than half empty rather than half full. The glass is somehow, but all you know is it's got water, drink, and it's good for you.
Yeah. Well, I find myself learning as I'm getting older and older to let stuff roll, let stuff slide, but it's still in there. I still am resentful all the time and letting all this stuff build up with inside me. I guess you're saying the best thing you could do for yourself is to find a way, and mere mortals like us don't know how to do it. We need to seek out some professionals that can help us flush that out.
Yes, sir. The only difference is we're all capable of doing it. Some of us have just had an opportunity to learn techniques that are beneficial, not only for ourselves, but for others. But it's interesting that you mentioned resentments and things like that. One of the practices that I use now that's very, very popular, probably at this point, my most recommended service, is Access Consciousness Bars. And that's a very gentle touch only to the head. What it does is allows your meridians to realign. And think of junk files on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Our brain is how they designed a computer, and we have junk files in there too. And working with your natural electronics in your head, we're able to help you delete those junk files.
Now, and that makes sense. It helps it make a lot of sense to me. All that junk just builds up. Pretty soon your computer runs slow, your mind runs slow, your body runs slow. How can we, do you help people get beyond that? Do you help people get focused on how to do that?
I do. I have a wonderful relationship down here at the Crystal Barn in Visalia, and they have allowed me space to do my practice.
Okay.
So we follow all the protocols. We keep our clientele limited in the store at any one time. We wash down all of our services. I just took my mask off. I hope I don't still have mask marks from doing a session with someone. So yes, we are still open on a one-on-one basis for being able to help people.
Now, are you energy healing, or are you teaching people how to heal themselves?
Well, the protocol works both ways. I am actually the one facilitating the healing. I still have a few more classes to go before I'm able to teach the different protocols, but that is definitely in my future. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, helping people figure it out, or train them, I guess you would say. Now, is this something you need to do in person, or works best in person?
Some of my procedures I can do at a distance, and some are actually like the access bars. That's actually hands-on.
Okay.
After 20 years of this procedure, they have not figured out how it can be done remotely.
Okay. So people need to come see you. Who would likely be the best candidate to come see you? I feel I've set myself up to be a good candidate, but who should be
a great candidate?
Who should be? I would think first people need to realize and accept that there is this, would you call it bad energy you're building up?
Just low vibrational energy. One of the things you mentioned is bad energy. That's part of our training also, is that we learn to judge, and usually we think of bad as bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, anybody that's interested in finding some, let's say, different physical and mental coping mechanisms, these are great starter points, and I work with each person to find out what they would like to target at that given time.
Yeah.
Whether it's actually improving their physical energy or cleaning up their mental energy.
Now, I am been getting more and more into holistic healing, and I don't want to put you on the spot because I know you're not a medical person, but people go to the doctor, and the doctor says, here, take these Valium, or take this, or take that. And I always want to shake people and say, wait, that's okay, but before you do that, maybe look for a little holistic healing.
That's always a good starting place. We do really encourage people to work with their physician, because that's what our approved medical professions are. And then we let us work in conjunction with that.
Okay.
Let us come alongside you, and we don't ever suggest that you stop taking your meds or take your cast off if you have a broken leg. But we do want to come, if you have a broken leg, let us work on the pain that's in it and on the stress, the emotional pain.
Okay.
If you're having anxiety, and I'm going to go ahead and touch on anxiety, because COVID has brought out anxieties that people didn't know they had.
Right.
They're able to interact with people normally, and now all of a sudden most of their interactions with themselves. And that's been causing a lot of anxiety. You had talked about, are you at home? Are you working? Are you the teacher at home? Our at-home teachers are having anxiety. Yeah. And our students are having anxiety.
Especially with the at-home teacher's just a mom, not an at-home teacher. And the students, they've never had to learn online. They're probably better at it than us grown-ups, but yeah, everything's upside down, and that's what I wanted to talk about. What should people be doing right now just to to relax, maybe not be depressed, not to have the anxiety? Is there something they could work on from home?
Absolutely. A couple of things that are my go-tos are giving yourself permission to breathe.
Mhm.
And I literally mean inhale and exhale. Most of the time we just kind of puff our way through.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that raises our anxiety, that raises our stress level. But just learn to breathe all the way down into your belly. I know it sounds silly, but it makes a difference. It brings you back to present. And one of the things that I work on a lot is getting enough water. Our body is made mostly of water, and we need it in there. And we're not out exercising at the gym or running those 20 miles a week that a lot of folks used to do. So we're not always being hydrated enough. And if I have read my information right, the junk food market is up again.
Wow.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. I gained about 20 pounds through COVID and
Yes.
worked hard to get it all off and back to the gym. Then yesterday they closed the gyms again, so I don't know. But I do notice this, that you just put a thought in my head. My body, since I'm not working out, has not been, demanding water like it does. So I need to keep pouring it down even though my body's not telling me. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now,
Go ahead.
well, I was just going to ask, if somebody's watching right now, they think, I want to talk to her. I want to seek out. I want to learn more about this, or I actually want to go see Betsy. Where should they start? Is there a web address or a Facebook, or should they phone you up?
Yes, yes, and yes. If you're close to the Visalia Market, you're welcome to stop on into the Crystal Barn, and then we can just chat. You're welcome to give me a personal call, and you can either, if I can grab the phone, I will. Otherwise, leave a message or a text. And my phone number is 559-246-7956. 559-246-7956. If you want a little more information, I spent until midnight last night getting ready for the interview today, and I actually did open my Facebook page. That'll be an ongoing information site, and that is facebook.com/Energy Healing by Betsy Champ. And I want to give a shout out to all my friends who pushed me over the number of people you have to be able to get your app fine to activate.
Nice.
So my friends really supported me on that one last night. I know who was awake.
You're there. Good for you. Good for you. So anybody, now there's some skeptics out there like me, but
Sure.
go look it up. Go to that Facebook page, read up on it. It's a real, I'm learning it's a real thing. When you get enough people telling you about it, you say, well, I guess there is something there. Old cranky negative Mike, let's get your energy to another place. So go to that, Energy Healing by Betsy Champ. Just start Googling Energy Healing, Betsy Champ. You'll find her somehow if you can't get that exactly like that. It's on the screen. By the way, if you're watching and you didn't write all that down, you can't remember Energy Healing by Betsy Champ, facebook.com/Energy Healing by Betsy Champ, or you can't remember the phone number, 559-246-7956. I'm going to keep all that information on my desk here at Central Valley Talk. If you call me, I'll give you that direct information. So
Excellent.
now, but you said we could just stop in?
Yes.
And tell me where that is in Visalia. I'm a little bit familiar.
The address is, and I had to get one big enough since I'm not wearing my reading glasses today, 1331 East Noble Avenue. It's at the corner of Noble and Ben Maddox.
Oh, yeah. So if you're from Visalia, you know exactly where that is. So
It's right by the Starbucks. So,
right.
Yeah, everybody knows
And
Starbucks.
if you're not from Visalia like me, we've been by there enough time. I know right where
Sure.
that is. I used to teach at the college there in Visalia. College teacher. So
And it's still there. I drive by it every once in a while. They haven't moved it.
very nice. All right. Anything else you want our viewers to know, Betsy?
One thing I really do want to mention, we briefly touched on the anxiety that the students are having right now. If you have a student who would be willing to let go of some of that anxiety, I am offering complimentary sessions to all of our school people, because you guys are rocking it out there, and you're gonna like change the whole world. And some of us have maybe another tool to add to your toolbox.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad we talked about this, Betsy. I'm learning more about this energy stuff all the time, that we're made up mostly of energy and
Yes.
need to get into the right wavelength. Am I close?
That's close enough.
Okay, Betsy.
But that sometimes that makes you feel like you have to push and find the wavelength. Your body will do what it's supposed to do when we give it permission.
Well, I don't think I'm going to find that myself. I'm going to talk to a professional like Betsy Champ and just see where I can head with this. Thank you for watching. Thanks for coming on, Betsy. Let's have you back in a couple of weeks, because COVID right now, I think it's going to push us all a little to a darker place, and we need people like you to talk to help us find our way out.
I would be delighted to do that.
All righty. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
Thanks, Mike.